We're live.
I don't believe you.
Oh, we definitely are. So.
All right, fine. I believe you. Mostly. All our names are in the right places. Nice.
Yeah, this is based on our average join order.
Yeah. I was looking at myself in the mirror for too long.
I get caught doing that sometimes.
I'm like, mirror, mirror on the wall. That's it. That's all I say.
Miss Half Damage tuning in. What's up? Still out in
So
LA? Painting minis?
painting
Dark
minis,
Horse.
drinking beers.
Easy peasy. Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, I forgot. So actually, in point of fact, Votan actually got nerfed in this.
Too
They got
OP.
no redeeming qualities.
Huh.
However, Space
Well, that doesn't
Marines
seem good.
got the exact same treatment. They got the same like rules debuff, but like if we count it
Oh,
up,
from the armor of contempt.
yeah. So armor, because like Votan has void armor, which is the same type of rule, right? So I mean,
Yeah,
like Space Marines is like 2 pages long in the data slate.
and they got a bunch of. They were one of the factions that they had the most red on their points increases too. It seemed like.
A little bit like certain units, but not
I
a
think.
crazy amount.
I mean, they basically said they were gonna get better, and then Deathwatch. We need to talk about Deathwatch bolters too. I feel like I don't know.
Talk about like regular Space Marine bolters, dude. Like there's some spice.
Well,
Like
probably
the
the armor
fact
of
that
contempt.
intercessors got this new rule but no points increase. Like intercessors are kind of a solid ass unit, dude. Like they slap.
I could see that.
So now we got to write the Long War Doubles player pack.
Yeah.
It's
Are we
time.
banning intercessors?
Banned. The end. No question. No, I'm just kidding.
Apollonius, what's up, brother? Kara Quinn, thank you. For some reason, I'm bad at clicking stuff.
Yeah.
I fixed it. It's funny though. Like I created that clickbait title. Do you see how it chose the word shatter?
Yeah.
Like it did that on its own.
That's cool.
Like it figured that shit out. I slaps, dude.
Huh.
Like so, yeah. I take it that because I'm not. I've been playing PoE too, so like I don't know what's going on, but it seems like there's some wildly questionable balance updates,
It runs the
and
gamut.
in
So
combination with advent calendar new detachments.
I
so
mean,
balanced
there's
data
been a
slate and
lot.
MFM happened today. There's a lot of stuff that happened in the balanced data slate. It's a pretty big one. So like some
Yep.
good stuff, depending on your bias. I tend to skew towards better for the game rather than better for my own faction.
Fair.
Anything that could 3-inch deep strike has been pushed out to 6 inches. So
Yeah,
the closest you can
that
ever
was an
deep
issue.
strike, with the exception of like the Sanguinor, who can once per game deep strike into combat. Like
Into combat.
everything across the
The
board that was a
USR 3-inch deep strike has been changed to the USR 6-inch deep strike,
yes.
which
Yeah.
makes it actually zonable now.
Yeah, like not entirely depending on, a lot of different factors, but it's definitely way
If
less
you
feels
you
bad
you
than
can
30.
go out of your way to make sure they don't come in this spot because of 6 inches,
Mhm.
and that's actually a thing you can account for. Which while letting them have their special boys rule, which is I come in closer than the rest of you fucking peasants. So then that's a good place to start. Very similar to the whole pivoting bullshit,
Yeah,
right? And
that was
it's
wild.
instantly they were like, "Oh, we got to change
No, I
that."
mean, no. It's all instances, dude. So like even the Tempester
No, I
Aqualine's
get it.
data sheet
It's
ability got changed
US.
to
Yeah,
6.
say USR 3 changed to
Yeah.
USR 6. When they came up with pivoting, they kind of like, and we were all like, "Hey guys, don't panic. They reserve the right to manipulate pivot rules as they see fit as we use them."
Yeah.
And so we've all been using 3-inch deep strike, 6-inch deep strike now. Just like that, what like in the back in the day, the whole like I get to do free stratagem got changed to I get to do free stratagem from this list.
Mhm.
Like it's a living game, it's a living rule set. It's what we want, it's what we need. Like I like that. That's awesome. So that's really so that thank you for leading with something so positive.
Yeah.
Now hit me
The
with the
next
negative.
thing,
Hit me with the negative right now.
big negative one, is if you have a stratagem that has an effect of like reducing AP. For example, Armor of
Armor
Contempt,
contempt.
big one, right? It now only lasts for one activation rather than the phase. So in a lot of instances in the game, mechanically,
Damn.
it's going to function exactly the same, because like if you and I are fighting in the fight phase and it's my one unit against your one unit, it might as well be for the whole phase, right? Because there's only one interaction going on. But in like the shooting phase,
In
if you're
close
trying to,
combat, it doesn't change anything. In shooting,
No.
that's a
Shooting it does, like you don't get it to the
substantial,
whole army.
substantial.
right?
Well,
So it's one interaction, one
well, like
activation.
if this is the unit I want to burn down, and they have they have some feeder access to that rule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just have to bait it out.
Yeah, and so like the opposing player has to like properly do order of operations with which units they activate in which order. And then like the controlling player needs to like really determine where armor content matters.
You remember this back in the day, Rob, when you played knights? Rotate ion
I still
shields.
play knights.
Rotate
Yeah.
ion shields. Remember, you had to like decide when to do it.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers would bait you on it. They'd bait you out. Split fire, do something. Remember? So we're in a bait out mechanic, which is a nerf. That's a big nerf,
I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah, but
Better for the game or not?
I
I
guess
mean,
I guess it kind of depends. So like some things, no. It depends on faction. I mean, like as a general rule of thumb, I think you kind of have to have an army that can deal handily with Space Marines, or you're not going to really do all that great, right? So now we're in a situation where like the stuff that was kind of like the reason I'm bringing this is because it claps Space Marines is just going to do that even worse. Like you're just going to die like a dog to like Necrons and things like that. So in that aspect, it does not feel good. I don't think Armor of Contempt was an oppressive rule that needed to get updated. I really don't, because there's so many things that across all of the factions that you can just I can bring like 2 or 3 of these things, and every time it activates, it picks up a Space Marine unit, like even with Armor of Contempt. So I don't know,
maybe
like
maybe they're trying to forward future proof it because of the changes that they made to Space Marines. Maybe they think that some of the changes that they made to these factions are too powerful, so they're trying to mitigate it with this change. Maybe they're trying to like bake it
I mean,
in.
maybe a little bit. I so like to me, I'm like, it doesn't matter how offensively powerful something is when
Mhm.
we're playing a game with like physical mechanics where like it doesn't matter if my unit does 1 damage or 1 billion damage. It's all about like the order in which you activate in the game and interact with other pieces on the table.
Mhm.
So if I have priority and I can do all of my stuff unabated, then like also having armor contempt doesn't feel very good for my opponent. However, if my opponent has priority and they're playing something that's like, well, this like easily kills Space Marines,
Mhm.
then it doesn't matter how strong my offense is if I can't like survive to play the game. So like one of the only things that was keeping certain units like on the table to begin with was Armor of Contempt, right? So it's like if you look at things like a Land Raider or a Vindicator or even like a Repulsor Executioner, even though its save is worse, you're relying on cover and you're relying on Armor of Contempt just to be able to sometimes have a save or reduce that to like a 4 or a 5. And even then, you're just like, well, I hope I roll
No,
fucking 4s or 5s or I
I
just
tend to
die.
agree with Wyatt. Like I haven't played a game in which I felt like I was being oppressed by that rule. Real quick,
Mhm.
Rob, do we have a promo code for Elric's?
Yes. Let
And
me
it's
find
ogre.
it.
We do have a promo code for Elric's hobbies.
You 1 second.
But it's funny though. That is but Armored Contempt AOC has been controversial in the past as a rule
Yeah,
set.
and I thought we fixed it, which was if you have a better, like a 3 up or better
Yeah.
save, you don't get a bonus to your armor save and
Mhm.
cover,
You can't
right?
make your save better than it is.
Right. So now you have a lot of stuff that's like, okay, well, I brought these units specifically to eradicate your Space Marines. Like that's their job. Is they're like, I look at Space Marines, doesn't matter what you fucking do, like you can armor contempt, like they're gonna die. Like lots of ignore cover, lots of AP3, AP4, um, all that kind of stuff, right? And so it's like, well, the only reason that I can even field a Land Raider or a Land Raider Redeemer is because I have access to Armor Contempt. Now, if I can only do that for one activation, like maybe I survived that activation, but like here's a good example, like DDAs and what are they called? Tyrannifexes.
Hmm.
So DDAs and Tyrannifexes, like almost every Tyranid army or Necron army that brings them in 2s and 3s. So if I can only save or only have armor contempt for one of those interactions, my unit's still gonna die. So at that case, like it may not even be worth wasting the CP because like it's gonna die no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to forward think it. It's hard to say because we're not them and we don't know. And I feel like they have a pretty decent team there doing
Yeah,
this
like
stuff.
it's something we struggle
Wait,
with
hold
a
on.
lot. Like
Wait, hold on. Who said he does sound echoey and cuts out?
I said that
So why it
to
sounds
me.
echoey and cuts out to you?
Yes.
I'm not getting any cutouts from either of you.
I don't know.
Somebody,
Not necessarily a cutout. Like at the end, you sound a little staticky. Like he stops. Like when he stops sometimes.
I'll keep an eye on it. Keep
I
going.
don't know.
if it's fine on Kenny's end, then I don't know. Maybe it's your like
What
echo in chat.
what I hear is the recorded.
These are not 30-year-old headphones, sir.
Those are your
Not me.
fucking Walkman Sony headphones. Are you literally wearing those?
You don't know that.
I know
You
that
can't
for
prove
a
that.
fucking fact. Those are 30 years old.
Oh. So like it's something that we struggle with GW a lot on, right? Because like if you look at another industry in gaming, like a lot of times, like with like Diablo or League of Legends or Overwatch or
Diablo, greatest
whatever
ARPG in the world.
Path of Exile 2 is real hot right now. I'm sure that the devs do this, and it's like, here's the patch notes. This is why we did these things. It's like they don't just be like, this is the way it is now, and like zero else, right?
Usually
Like,
there
really
is a
rare.
mechanic in which they tell you or explain to you why. But you know,
Yeah.
here's something that's kind of interesting,
What's that?
which I wish. Well, it's I disregard previous statement of I wish. In games like, let's use Path of Exile 2, for example, because it's fucking super new and relevant to this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We just got a big patch. It's in beta, aka early access. And many of the patch notes, if not all, are just coming from like 3 or 4 reputable influencer talking heads, right? Who went to, did a massive grind session, like 72-hour grind sesh, put up spreadsheets. This is my opinions. This is why. And kind of like all the things all of them said that were the same made it to the fucking cut. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? You got Asmongold with like 3 million fucking followers and like him and his people workshopping solutions. Like their opinion was mostly like, hey, maybe we should stop saying that everyone who thinks the game is hard needs to get good scrap because we're not the barometer which you should fucking balance a game against. We're top 10%. Right? And you had that kind of echoed across. And I was like, it's interesting because like, but then he had some takes that I was like, I don't know, it's weird. But where they all kind of met in the middle, it was just this laundry list of fucking patch notes. I was like, oh shit, that's like everyone's fucking list. And it got actualized and they told you why and how. I was like, okay. That took like not even 24 hours, respect. You know what I mean? So I'd like to see, I said I wish, but I wish is irrelevant. Like I wish our community had pillars so like that could sway decision making so fucking fast and so effectively. I guess is more my wish.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like that would be nice, right? Like
that would be nice,
that
right?
actually will never happen because Games Workshop will not let it happen because the financial ramifications. The minute somebody becomes that important,
yeah,
they.
I guess. Well, I guess here's the problem.
aside,
The problem is no one's that important in 40K.
That's true.
know-
Nobody on the playing side.
Like nobody on the play side is that important. 40K is the problem. So
Right.
okay, and problem is again subjective. That's why I had to like kind of go back in time. I was like, the game is better than it's ever been before. We say that every edition. We say that every fucking update. It continuously improves. It gets better. I don't want to sound like a whiny little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
this slaps. Sometimes I don't agree with the direction they take things, and that is why we get negatives in our positive negative sandwiches. Like the AOC is confusing to us. You know?
Yeah, and it's mean like I'm not saying that you have to agree or disagree with it to be quote unquote right. You know, because like
Mhm.
a lot of stuff in terms of game balance is like interpretive. It's up to opinion because in many situations there's not like an objective fact answer. It's just like whatever you feel like needs to be the case.
40K's got a lot of field craft.
Right. However, it would be nice if when they did really big things like this, they could be like, this is why we did this, you know? And it's like,
You want patch notes.
I'd like, well,
yeah.
yes, a campfire and a patch note. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like there to be
So, I
something.
mean, like they've done it before.
Well,
Like,
when they were
have
doing
designer-
the Meta
They
Watch,
did the they did
when they were doing the Meta Watch, I thought that was really good.
yeah, so obviously there's been some sort of disconnect with all that. And also when you start doing that, you have to put a name on it. And when you have to start putting
You
a
make
name
someone
on
important.
it,
I don't think you
then you
do.
make
I don't think you do. You just say the dev team, or you don't even sign it. I mean, just
That's true.
hey, we're making the like the Royal.
There's a
Games
way to
Workshop.
do it. There is
Well,
that. There's,
Fucking
there's a way to
accredit
do
it to James Workshop, a fictional person, if you want to. There's really no, you don't have to accredit it at all.
Hey, you
We
hearing
know
that?
this is coming
Games
from-
Workshop, motherfucker. If you listen, we want patch notes, and we acknowledge that you may not want a person's name associated with that, and we all universally accept James Workshop as the fictional author of these patch notes.
but I think that also if that was to happen, you would have to have a certain amount of people on a team agree on something, and I'm not, or somebody to take the lead on something, and that's not the culture they've cultivated.
Maybe not. And I mean, like that, we could argue that that should change.
Sounds like bitch assery.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go that
I
hard,
believe
it's
they
just like,
want to see
it's
that
fine.
on the
So it's
resume.
like,
Yes.
even if they told me, right? Even if they were like, hey, Wyatt, this is the reason that we did AOC this way. Like, this is why we're doing it. I could still be like, I don't agree with you. That's fucking stupid, right? That's your right as, you know, another human being with freedom of speech to be like, I don't agree with you. But it would feel nicer if they were like, we're making this change and here's why.
Yeah.
Whereas right now we have this like, why the fuck is this happening? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, they don't have to say shit about shit, you know?
I mean,
Like,
no,
they-
we're not entitled to that. I'm not saying that we are or that we should be, and they don't have an obligation to tell us. I'm just saying that like pretty
No?
much everybody else in gaming industries does that. They're like, hey, this season in League of Legends, like we're making these changes and this is why we're doing it. Like we looked at a lot
It's-
of data.
Suck it,
and,
nerds.
You know, like everybody fucking does that. And even if you disagree with it, I think the sentiment they are telling you, at least somewhat, the thinking behind their decisions is appreciated.
So give me another positive.
Fair.
Give me another positive.
I mean, personal bias time. Ultramarines real good right now.
Why?
Space Marines as a faction or non-specialist Marines got a lot of really cool shit. So the first one, which is arguably the biggest change, is an Oath of Moment for not Black Templars, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Death Watcher, Space Wolves. You get +1 to wound versus your Oath target, as
Oh.
well as the rerolls.
Wound manipulation.
So you
Yeah,
get
so it was
full
good.
hit rerolls and +1
It's
to
the
wound,
best rule in the game.
right? On top of that, there's a lot of blanket stuff. So like all combat knife weapons, like close combat weapons for Space Marines, all got AP1.
Yep.
Little change, far-reaching consequences. A lot of characters got adjusted. So I mean, it's
Bolters.
Lysander, Pharaohs, Cantor, Corsaro Khan, Caveman Shrike. All of those got some changes. A lot of units got additional abilities. So intercessors, on top of having sticky objectives as a datasheet ability, they got a whole new ability called target elimination. So they pick a unit that they're shooting at, and for that activation, all their weapons get an additional 2 attacks, or their bolt rifles get an additional 2 attacks.
So 3 total attacks.
I think they're rapid fire 1, so it could go to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And then like you extrapolate that out, right? So if I take 10 intercessors, then I attach a captain and a lieutenant to them. Well, the lieutenant gives them lethal hits, right? If you take a enhancement, they get sustained hits. All right, so now we're cooking, 40 shots at rapid fire, full hit rerolls against an oath target, sustained, lethal, +1 to wound, like Storm of Fire gives additional AP. All of a sudden, like that unit is like just piss and metal downrange, and it's pretty strong. I think anybody who can take a Predator Annihilator got an adjustment where you can reroll the damage roll against monster vehicles.
Yep, I mean, the Annihilator variant was, or the Destructor variant was pretty good to begin with.
Yeah, Reavers got an additional ability where, so they have Fearsome Assault, and then they change Terror Troops to where it reduces the OC of units within 3, and it excludes monsters and vehicles. So, like, does that make them takeable? I don't know, not yet, but it's a cool little ability. Repulsor Executioners can transport 7 now. Gilliman got a points increase to go along with this, but he can now choose 2 of his Primarch abilities. So, like,
Not
it's
bad.
bonus OC, CP reduction, and second oath target.
Mm-hmm.
So you can now choose 2 of those every time you do it, which is kind of a big deal. Stern Guard got a addition to their ability where whenever you target an Oath of Moment target, you can reroll the wound roll, which is pretty tight because their weapons have dev wounds. So now
Can't you put what's his face in there?
Titus? Oh yeah.
And yeah,
I mean,
so
like, I have him on my desk right now. Gonna play him tomorrow with some Stern Guard.
yeah, Stern Guard, holy cow.
Rerolling wounds with devastating wounds. Seems good.
Yeah, Marines are just fresh.
So, how they balance my chaos? Wyatt?
CSM?
Yeah.
I don't know that CSM really got much of anything. Let's see. So, Dread Talons detachment, stratagem change to Screaming Descent. It says set up your unit anywhere in the battlefield more than 6 horizontally away from all enemy units. Not eligible to declare a charge. Then select 1 infantry or mounted unit within 9. Invisible, that unit must take a battle shock test. So I'm assuming the range was a lot closer last time.
Right, 3.
Yeah, so now it's 6 and 9. Predator Annihilators got the reroll damage, and that's the only red text.
Fair.
That's fair. How about the Custodes?
Jet Boys, baby.
Well, they got their
I don't know if they're any
detachment.
good.
Oh
Oh yeah, Auric champions, looking good. Auric champions.
Did I already scroll past these? Yeah, I did. Let me scroll back up. I don't think Custodes got any red text.
No, they got stuff. They got changes.
Did they? Where
Yeah.
are they?
They're like in the middle on the
Adeptus
second
Custodes.
page.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, so they
Bikes.
Bikes. They're back.
salvo launchers got changed. Oh yeah, toughness and wounds characteristics got better. Okay, interesting.
5 wounds, 7 toughness.
Oh shit.
They can do 2 mortal wounds on a 2+ when they fly over.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Each dude that flies over normal or advanced move. Each model in this unit for a 2+, the enemy unit suffers 2 mortal wounds.
2+? The fuck?
Heal.
2?
The Arwick champions. Well, this was last time, but add 1 to the wound roll for Custodes characters.
Guard got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, the
A
Leonidas.
lot of people were not happy with guard, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Leontis got changed.
Or Leontis,
Tempestus Aquilons got changed. They got a lot of
well, we
points
knew that
increases.
the Aquilons were coming because they had
Yeah.
that same thing in being able to do
So-
that 3-inch bullshit. Not
I'll be
in your turn.
honest though, as you know,
Solar?
having to play. Yeah, Lord Solar Leontis.
Yeah.
Having to play against it, I'll say that like if you're gonna change one thing, you shouldn't nerf the other. So like they're a 10-man unit for 90 points. That's not really offensively powerful unless you're like T3. So changing the 3-inch to 6-inch and also making them 110 points, I feel is too much.
I could see that. Yeah.
They can move points. I mean, points are the least of our concerns. We always make things work. But if that's the case, they reserve the right to change it back. They've done it before, multiple times. 1+
Yeah.
says,
I mean,
he says, tinfoil hat. They sold all the Aquilons so they can delete them now. That's
literally how it works.
That's
how it, every
not
time.
new.
Yep.
I mean,
time.
let the
They did
record
that with
show. Let the
The
record
breachers.
show how many screamers and flamers me and Rob bought.
I still got mine.
Back when, I want to say, what was it, 5th going to 6th?
20. Dude, it was like 10 years ago.
Bro,
Easily.
they're like White Dwarf update, flamers and screamers slap so fucking hard. Me and Rob had all the screamers and
9.
flamers, as many as you can have.
Yeah, whatever the max was.
And then like a month later, the new fucking edition drops, the new codex drops. They're not tight. They suck dick. We all bought garbage. Rob still has his garbage.
Still do.
To this day. That's the earliest instance
No regrets.
of the absolute bait and switch that I can recall. That was on like a full like country countrywide scale. That was the original Aquilons. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got 30 Aquilons now. You know what I mean? Fuck.
They did it with drop pods.
Mm-hmm.
They did it with anything that had the D.
Oh yeah.
The Bloodthirster with Insensate Rage and Imperial Knights. They've done it like they're gonna do it with the Cerastus Knights. Like that's just what they do.
That's what they do. Kara Quinn says Orcs got a new tank buster data sheet in the app, and they didn't say shit. We got new tank busters. I love tank busters.
They did put out. They've been doing that. They've been sneakily like putting out data sheets and shit. Like they put out the assassin formation the day after an incident might have happened in New York City,
where someone was assassinated.
Where someone was assassinated and didn't say anything about it.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I get that. That's bad optics. But
Kara Quinn says the wall got changed to Orc command phase finally.
Not a bad change. Not a bad change. Let's be real. They put out what the Night Lords data sheet. Didn't say boo about it.
Wait, hold on. So where are we at in Advent calendar army detachments?
The Marines was today. We're on day 11, I believe.
Where the Night Lords fall? Is Night Lords different?
Night Lords are different. They're not gonna get they got a data slate.
So there was like a kill team that came out and they created a unit for that kill team and made a data sheet for it. That's what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good.
Is it a bunch of Raptors?
No, it's just like Legionnaires.
Legionnaires with like good weapons and pretty cheap for what they do. But now that we see a lot of these changes, it might make sense.
RG Vanner says, "Do you think that every faction is going to get 2 detachments this month?"
I mean,
No.
they already told us how many each faction's getting.
Yeah. Uno.
It's like everybody gets one except for demons.
Oh yeah, they did say demons. Like each demon would get one or something. What did they say exactly?
There's gonna be one for each of the gods.
Yeah, each 4. Yep, that's what they said.
Fair.
And that the Death Watch would get their index.
Which should happen.
It already happened.
Shit, man, this has been a wild month. GW is not disappointing.
We didn't talk about the biggest thing that happened.
What?
Well, GW and Amazon agreed on something.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, so what was it? Yesterday, like right after midnight, or day before last, right after midnight, however you want to say it. Secret Level released the
Oh.
first 8 episodes on Amazon.
Yep.
And at the same
that's it.
time, GW released a press statement saying that like their deal with producing content on Amazon had been talked through, and that they were now in the process of developing a number of shows.
Well, a number of one show, but a number of stories apparently.
Yeah, so what does that mean? I don't know, but
Is it going to be live? Is it going to be animation?
yeah, they're like, we're gonna start working on a script now. So basically,
Is
what
this
they did.
is this with the other organization, or is this with the Cavill crew?
This is the Cavill crew.
It'll be animation.
Cavill and Smiley
I
and
thought
Max.
I thought from the beginning it was going to be animation.
It might be. It's oops. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, anything's going to be cool. I mean, judging by the response to the secret level, 15 minutes of dopeness. I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah, so I mean, like 2026, I'm sure we'll see something.
Yeah, they were very upfront about this is going to take years. There isn't going to be a change in the monies. They did put out their monies. They put out their money update. Also.
GW?
Uh-huh.
Let me guess. They slap.
They are now one of the top 100 companies in England.
Yep. They continue to dominate.
Yes. But yet nobody can find anything. It's so weird. It's so weird of a view from the street.
It's got to be like projected worth.
Yeah, that's how they do it now. Street cred.
It's got to be like the value of the IP.
What do they call that, chat? The fake money versus the real money?
How does money work? Who knows?
I know there's a term for that.
Literally daily conversations with stores that can't get enough stuff are getting out of dealing with GW, don't understand how GW works. Like and then they're just like, we just can't be bothered. We're just too busy making money over here. Like, I don't okay.
Goliath Game says, "What's up?" I'm English.
Fair. Thanks for staying up.
OnePlus says Warhammer's like the PoE2 of tabletop. I don't understand. I'm sure you have something that autistically went through your brain super fast and you got to some conclusion faster than the rest of us, but you're gonna have to break down the segments of that statement.
Yes. Show your work, right?
Yeah, you got to show your work, bro.
I used to hate that in school. Teacher would be like, show your work. I was like, but it's just easy. And no. And GW is like the drug cartel on the wire. Yeah.
Vanar says I went to the GW store in NYC tonight, and that shit was empty. Zenwu says GW is like the drug cartel on the wire. I can see that easier. Yeah. That's a very easy analogy.
Yeah.
What does our Genie Banner What do you mean by it was empty? Like there wasn't customers in there? There wasn't the merch? The shelves were empty?
People? He's probably
Not
talking.
not having people, I think, is pretty regular for GW stores. They don't really
Yeah,
like.
they just kind of pop in and pop out.
In New
Yeah,
York,
they don't
in
really.
New York, though, that's a little concerning, right?
Well, GW
Maybe.
stores don't cultivate. Hey, come hang out here. Like
Yeah, no,
that's
they
not their
hate
vibe.
that shit.
That's fair.
They definitely like because it's hard for like
Said it also
the
didn't have
dude.
a lot of kits. Product was down.
I mean, maybe. I mean, usually the GW stores are well stocked. They don't even do their own ordering. Like it's just boop, and it's like some sort of magic like replaces it, right? And I mean, you can special order some stuff if you're the manager these days, but in theory, it just auto ships in. So maybe it just sold, or maybe they just don't have it. I couldn't tell you. I mean, Draxus and Calidus are pretty hot items right now, so I could see they might not have that. Shameless plug. We got some Calidus 3D proxies over on the Spiky Bit store. We can get you taken care of for a mere $15 or so. But I don't think we have anything for Draxus. She was kind of later.
That's fair. Peyton Manny Live coming in from YouTube. What's up, brother?
YouTube.
Triceratops NYC GW store is uninviting. The one in the suburbs
that.
of NYC is always bumping at night.
What part of the city's the GW store at? I don't even know where it's at.
Yeah, what do you mean by the burbs? Where?
No, not the burbs. Where's it at in the city?
So I was chilling. I ate a Cuban sandwich from Publix for dinner.
Nice.
And this neighborhood I live in, it's all Latin American people. So I don't know if you guys understand the gangsterness of my access, but like nobody here uses like Nextdoor app. They're all just like on WhatsApp. The whole
Yep.
community. And everyone's got a hustle in this neighborhood. And so the Venezuelans who moved in down the street, their hustle is, I don't know the name in Spanish, but it's like a fried cheese, kind of like what you would get at a bar, but almost in a like almost like a croissant breading instead, and some dope dipping sauce. $15.
Like a taquito?
But it's just like straight fried cheese.
Oh, weird.
Bro.
Maybe that's a Cuban thing. I don't know.
Yeah, this is Venezuelan, and
okay.
And dude's doing $15 like on Venmo. Fucking delivered to your house with a Coke and a fucking dipping sauce. And
shit, dude. The real Coke?
Bro.
Like Mexican Coke?
Yeah. Like,
oh, it's fire.
I mean, like just some guy who lives here, like on the street. Like,
what a gangster.
Bro, I was like, my lady's like, yeah, this guy's coming. Like, I just ordered something. And I was like, what? And it's just like some guy. He's like, here it is. Like, Venmo me. Bye. I got like 4 more to deliver. I was like, bro, this place slaps. Like Florida.
Huh.
If you're in the right place in Florida.
I dig it.
100% chance I'm going to shit my pants tonight.
Just today, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Has everyone ever, like string cheese? You've had that, Rob?
I have, yeah.
Now, if I was like, you want to eat 9 string cheeses with me real quick, what would you say?
Well, that's not. I'm gonna be plugged up for a while.
What are you gonna say? You gonna say like, nah, I'm good?
I'm probably gonna say, yeah, I'm good.
Now, what if I was like, these bitches are fried up and some fucking breading, and I got some dope dipping sauce?
Well,
All of a
absolutely
sudden,
not.
you're just like, yeah, let's go.
Absolutely not. Thank you. No, thank you.
Well, not you, because you got the glutens, but Wyatt's feeling me. We're eating all
We're
of
talking
them.
like raw cheese sticks? No.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Fry 'em, though.
I'm like, how about 15 fried cheese sticks.
Bro,
Let's
I
go.
split it down the middle.
Let's go. That's what happened earlier.
I mean, I get it. I was human once. It's fine.
Yeah, back before that Adepticon that we went to that breakfast place and you had a fucking waffle. I was there the day Rob went gluten. The day the celiacs ruled his life.
Was that the one where I kept throwing up on the way back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't drive after a while.
We were leaving Adepticon and we're like, let's go to this world famous Chicago breakfast place. And it's amazing. Why? All waffles and pancakes, that kind of place. Like
It did taste good.
like super like a place that's like super hipster with the fucking dopest fucking pancakes and fucking waffles. You're like, yeah, dude, let me get some of that. That's what we had. Rob, that's the day that Rob's body decided it hated him. And he had 16 more hours to drive.
Yeah, that's rough, dude.
That was yeah, that was don't get gluten that far from home. That's the struggle. That's the struggle bus.
And then I remember you went home, then you went to the doctors, and then they were like, yeah, you have celiac disease, dog.
Yeah, it basically happened like that.
Yep. They were like, remember that one time you ate nothing but Hot Pockets for 6 years?
Oh, that was pretty much my whole life.
And they're like, yeah, that something about that fucked you up.
Well, no, like I had this. So it's an autoimmune thing. Like it's an inflammatory like response, right? So like
Your body is fighting Hot Pockets.
Right. Like my whole life, my body has been fighting the food I was putting in it. And I didn't realize it. Like when I was younger, they thought I had like rheumatoid arthritis because my joints would keep swelling up and shit. But really I was eating
gluten, but they didn't acknowledge, but you're so old, right? Boomer era. They didn't acknowledge that as a thing. So they're just like, this little kid has arthritis.
And this is, you always hear these horror stories, like these stories about like they did what to you, like trying to figure it. And this is an era of modern medicine, and they didn't know what was wrong with me, so that they were literally put casts on my legs, like I had broken legs to immobilize my legs.
You had casts on your legs because gluten's?
Well, they didn't know it at the time, but yeah, it's the same response.
Oh my god!
Like,
what's this? Like is this like the 1800s, dude? Like,
no, this was shamefully modern
Oh
medicine.
my god, dude!
Yeah, so they're like, "No, you got rheumatoid arthritis. We got to immobilize your legs."
But like, hold on, my like mom has that. They didn't put her in casts.
Well, it's called like junior rheumatoid arthritis.
Like, that's not a thing. I'm assuming all cases are glutens now.
It's like arthritis for kids.
Yeah, it was basically like like Zen says, like leeches for gluten. Like just put some leeches on it.
Leeches on that shit. Oh my god!
I'm not joking. Nowadays, you go to the doctor, you get your allergy test, you find out what you're allergic to, you stay the fuck away from it.
Oh my god!
Oh man, well, maybe in a few years it'll all be fine. RFK is gonna get all the glutens out of there, dude.
Oh yeah, he's
already coming after Uncrustables.
Hold on, say RFK is he legit gonna be the fucking?
I think so.
Attorney General or whatever for health.
No, I mean not Attorney General, but like what is it, like Health and Human
Health
Services
and Food Administration or some shit.
Yeah,
that dude is crazy. Have you ever heard that dude talk?
He definitely has the crazy eyes.
That dude's got crazy eyes.
He's got the crazy eyes for sure.
I mean, maybe crazy eyes. I don't think he's insane.
Oh no, okay. You know what? That is an overreach. I don't think he's medically insane. I think
he has some wild ideas.
I think he's medically questionable. Like that dude is wild, dude.
He's very intense.
But I mean, I love that. That's his job. That's gonna be his job.
I mean, it's funny. So it's like, yeah, he's intense. He's crazy. But if he's just like, hey, this stuff's bad for you, so I don't want it to be in our food. And if it is bad for you, is that like a bad idea?
I mean, let me put it
this way. Because
like,
I'll say this, like. Stuff like Uncrustables in the genre of food, are they tasty? Of course. We all collectively know it's poison. We just don't care. We haven't cared for a long time. Like, we know that shit's bad for you. Like, Fruity breakfast
think-
cereals, bad for you, but we still eat them because it's delicious. We don't care. But if all they're saying is like, we want to not have that anymore, I don't think that's a crazy idea.
I mean, I can get behind it, but like, I mean, conspiracy theories aside, like, no joke, I can eat food from Europe.
Oh yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory. That's just a fact. Like, there's no conspiracy. It's just that like we
You
do
can eat
things.
Mm-hmm.
bread.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a really simple explanation around it. The
Damn.
reason is production at scale. So like we
Mhm.
did stuff genetically to wheat and corn and other crops like that so that we could grow like a preposterous amount of them because we have to feed all of that in our infrastructure. We export a lot of it as well for profit. Whereas in other countries, they don't have to do that. So all their stuff is still natural.
Okay,
Yep.
so RFK is gonna keep it natural.
I don't know. Maybe,
Is
dude.
RFK natty?
Yeah, dude.
Is
All
he?
that
Is he natty?
everyone gets big naturals with RFK.
Big natty with RFK. Fuck yeah.
Do we got enough for the show?
Oh yeah, we got. Tons of
How are
time.
we gonna structure this? Because there's so much news.
Well, okay. How do you want to subdivide the rules updates from the advent calendar updates?
I don't even think we
I
talk
mean,
about those.
Yeah, we have.
Well, don't you have
'Cause
this? Isn't
we
the
got
new Necron one OP?
Yeah, but there'll be something OP next week.
No, but it's the OP shit this week. Okay.
Let's just
I
talk
mean, I think
about let's talk about two
Okay.
because we have a good litmus test of like this one's really really good for we don't know why, and like this one's really really bad for the same reason, right? So like we can
Talk
we
about
can-
the assassin one.
yeah, we can be like, here's the Necron thing, and then
You-
here's what they gave Space Marines. Like,
It's the Librarius Conclave from 10 years ago, guys.
you know, so we can see that there's definitely like kind of what we expected, where we're like half of these fully dog shit, unusable poo poo garbage, and half of them are going to be cracked, and we're like, why?
Okay. So you've got. But okay, so do you want to do 2 detachments? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Do them at the end of the news, and
Okay.
then do a positive, negative, positive sandwich.
Or
Meat and
FAQ
potatoes.
data
Yeah.
slate. All right. Times at 6. All right. Let's make news really short. Back's starting to hurt.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turkey. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
Well, in the wild, wonderful world of Warhammer 40K, if you don't like the way things are, just wait a week. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Like that one time we bought Screamers and Flamers.
That one time 10 years ago, yeah. I still got them.
Yeah, I know.
I still have a lot of things.
We put a lot of work into those. I remember that.
I think I airbrushed them.
Mm-hmm. That was some classic OG airbrushing.
That was some learning with Kenny 101.
I think we used God, what was the name of that? Waywatcher Green.
Yeah, the glaze. Yeah,
GW Glaze.
the old glaze.
Oh.
I probably still have like 6 pots down here.
Mm-hmm.
I have the super pot of Devil and Mud still.
The super pot. What's in that?
It's Devil and Mud.
It's just.
Pot O Devlin. Look at that.
Is it just you poured a bunch of Devil and Muds into that? Like, how do you have that right there?
I don't know, man. I'm a weirdo. I got
Is
the
that-
Pot O Devlin.
God, it's preposterous.
You don't even want to see this drawer. It's like all old washes and glazes. Oh, here's an empty Devil and Mud. Aw.
You just can't bring yourself to throw it away.
Oh no, wait, it's still good. It's still good,
Holy
guys.
shit.
It's got life.
Okay, here's how it goes. Anybody who's watching this podcast right now, there's got to be a giveaway.
Oh, there's another one. I got 2.
Rob will give away both these pots of Devil and Mud on this podcast by our last stream. On
What? Why? These are like $30 each, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Better than $30 each.
I don't even know. I haven't looked them up in a while.
So our last podcast is going to be the 18th of the year.
Next week, yeah.
Tune in on the 18th with a pot of devil mud.
Stop. Stop giving away my shit.
He's like, under no circumstances am I giving these away because I will use
Mine.
these. Bro, he's never gonna use those.
Nope. But they're mine.
All right,
I'm
so we have data slates, or sorry, we have the field manual came out with the data sheet updates. We've got
Yep.
that to talk about meat potatoes. We got new advent calendar, O penis. Apparently, last week
Yep.
it was pretty lukewarm. This week it was OP as shit. So we got some shit to talk about there.
Yep.
In addition to that, basic news, and of course, you just heard me say it next week, last podcast of the year. Tune in.
A year ender.
Tune in to win $30 pot of devil mud, partially used.
Not real.
Seems real.
Are
Simultaneous.
we,
What's up?
are we gonna tease people with the new format? Are we
Oh,
still doing the new format?
we are going to do a new format, and I think we said we were going to practice the new format independently in the weekends, because we're not going to be back on the air on the 1st. That's preposterous.
We could probably go live to see if it would.
We're gonna go. We
some of
might.
the
You might
Q&A
see
would
some.
work.
You might see some practice shit on the 1st.
Yeah.
But
Probably.
we're officially back on the 8th, not New Year's Day.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, because the next week is LVO.
Yeah, so we got a new format we're trying to play test with way better viewer interaction, more sustainability, more attainability. So look forward to 2025 and New Horizons. But let's
Yeah, I think
let's move this podcast forward.
Wait. Hold on. We got to put a pin in that. So we're going to be back on the 8th, but then are we streaming on the 15th? Because that's LVO. Y'all aren't going to be here.
No, we don't fly to the 16th.
Okay, so I think the preview is on the 16th too. So I'm good for the 15th.
We don't care about the preview. Spoiler alert.
Well,
me and Wyatt aren't going to be there.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is I have to work if during the preview. So
on the 16th.
On the 16th, yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm good for the 15th if you guys are going to be.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
be
that's
here.
fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, so we're just back to normal on the 8th.
Back to
then.
normal
Never
on the
mind.
8th.
Carry on.
So, all that being said, looking forward to LVO, getting back together with the crew. Me, Wyatt, Rob, all in the same room in Las Vegas. No exceptions to that. Let's roll out to the Cave of Wonders and touch nothing but the lamp.
Would you rather subsist entirely on Captain Crunch or Fruity Pebbles?
Oh, that's good. Am I allowed to look at nutritional facts before I answer?
Yeah, they're terrible. Don't even bother.
Don't bother.
Don't even bother. Fruity Pebbles are actually gluten-free. So I already know my answer.
Oh,
But
nice. I didn't know that.
they're gluten-free because they're not real food. They're like made in
I
a
don't
lab.
think I don't think either are.
No, they're probably not. I don't know.
Like-
I don't think I can have Captain
Like, I'm
Crunch.
not going to lie, Captain Crunch slaps.
I remember it. It
It's-
was good.
Easy answer for me, bro. Captain Crunch. Wait, hold on. I need to go back. Entirely sustain myself on this?
Oh yeah.
Like
Okay.
forever.
This is actually this is a mean one.
Hold on. And I'm not getting genie immunity,
No.
health immunity.
You're gonna get diabetes,
Oh
dude.
my god, hold on.
We both are.
Captain Crunch
I think
You're gonna have
think
to
Fruity
get
Pebbles
some,
is like 25
nutritional
grams of sugar.
facts.
you're gonna have to get some vitamins, you're gonna have to work out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. 14 servings per container. 1 cup. 1 cup is 150 calories, 210 with milk, 2%. 210 calories milk. Okay, that's that's okay. Okay, 7% saturated fat, 15% sodium, 50% carbs.
Oh,
This fiber, 3% fiber, 31% sugar.
ugh.
Okay,
You can only have that 3 times a day.
Fruity Pebbles. Nutritional facts.
Man, I'm
Man, give me
worried.
some vitamin C, something.
I doubt it.
All right. Let's see. There's vitamin A, vitamin C. They have vitamin C in Fruity Pebbles.
It's
It's
a step in the right direction.
bro. It's got to be Fruity Pebbles or you're dead.
Yeah, basically, you'll get plugged up eating that much Captain Crunch.
There's vitamin B. Dude, there's all sorts of shit in Fruity Pebbles.
Is Fruity Pebbles just Flintstones vitamins?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there you go.
Holy shit.
Let's go down the rabbit hole on that one.
Could be.
What if Flintstones vitamins are just a byproduct of producing Fruity Pebbles? That's why Fruity Pebbles taste so good. Flintstones vitamins taste so bad.
Holy shit. You're right. Like whatever they do in the lab
Yeah.
to make.
If I don't come back after New Year's, it's because they found me.
They gotta
Yeah.
lie it.
You won't get scurvy,
No.
but you will get the beatus.
You will 100% get the BDs.
It's got to be for longevity. Since we're not getting genie health immunity on this one, like
Yeah, that's not even fair, Genie.
you got it.
I mean, you can take vitamins. You can exercise.
Oh, I can take
Yeah,
vitamins.
you're-
You said
you're-
you said solely sustain myself, so I can take vitamins.
Subsist, yeah. Yeah.
So I can still take
Like all of your caloric intake is coming from the cereal.
but so I can still take like a multivitamin.
Yeah.
What
Well,
multivitamin are you gonna take?
in that case, Captain Crunch, because it slaps way harder than Fruity Pebbles.
Just doing it. Just gonna plug that butt up.
So I'm assuming the rules on multivitamins is like, could I take like my general suite that I'm currently on?
Yeah.
I've got like a B, I've got a C, I've got like 10 pills. They're over here. We got Omega in this bitch, which I hate. This shit makes me fucking nauseous. All right. Captain Crunch it is. That's one of my favorite cereals.
I like me some Captain Crunch. Don't get me wrong.
Wait, do I not get milk?
No, you do.
But does that have to be
that's
2% or skim?
You can do whatever milk you want.
Oh, so I can actually get some.
I will only allow almond milk or whatever if you are lactose intolerant. Otherwise, it's got to be milk.
Dang.
It's okay. I'm feeling better about my choice. I'm either going to get really fat or really skinny.
Well, not both.
That's impossible. That's why.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude. Captain Crunch and water. Wolfsark. Oh my god.
No, it's got to be milk.
Back when they were like trying to figure out what was wrong with me, part of the leaching was they didn't let me drink milk, so I had to drink cereal with orange juice.
I've done
Which
it.
maybe I shouldn't have been doing the cereal in the first place.
I've done it. The cereal was the problem.
The cereal was the problem.
That's
Got
so
him.
ridiculous. And it's ogre.
Stupid doctors.
I love that NS Ogre brought this up. This is a crucial point.
What's that?
Mouth shredding versus fruity goodness. I'll take
That's
the toast.
true.
You're not
That shit'll
wrong.
rip the insides of your mouth.
Ooh, I almost got it.
Yeah.
Almost
I
forgot
think
about
my favorite
that.
one is actually a long shift loft where he's like, "Who gonna trust? This like shady ass pirate captain or Fred Flintstone?" No, dude, he's like a member of the community. He's part of the Order of the Water Buffalo. I'm taking Fred every day.
Holy shit, that's a good one.
Fred's got a face you can trust.
I forgot about how tore up the roof of your mouth gets from fucking Captain Crunch and a Ogre. Thank you.
You're gonna have it at least 3 times a day.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't have to eat 3 times a day.
Thank you for the reminder. Can I
Just eat once.
can I modify? Can I like turn it into a milk smoothie? Could I take the Captain Crunch, the milk,
As long as you don't
throw it in the
add
blender,
anything else.
There's
that's
just those two
calorie.
ingredients, blender, drink it.
Yeah, dude. If that like floats your boat, that's fine.
Still on Captain Crunch. You want to talk about the most delicious glass of milk you've ever drank?
Yep. Or the what is it? The peanut butter crunch,
Yeah, peanut
the
butter
little
crunch. Oh my god,
peanut
you
butter
don't get
balls
that.
ones.
we don't get that one.
You get Captain Crunch.
You don't get that?
We get OG.
Yeah.
God, is Captain Crunch is the captain in Captain Crunch? Is he the same captain as Long John Silver's?
I don't think so.
No.
Because I'm diametrically opposed.
I think he's a fully distinct cartoon character.
All right. Just want to make sure they're not affiliated. Or at the very least, they're adversarial.
Oh, that's another thing. Like Fred Flintstone is backed up by Hanna-Barbera, dude. It's got brand that.
Okay. Captain Crunch smoothies for me. What about you, Rob? Fruity Pebbles, you have no choice. You're gonna die.
Yeah, I'm kind of pigeonholed.
Can't believe they're not gluten because they're not food.
I would never have even known that. I just assumed it was going to be a really hard choice for Rob.
Yeah, I thought he was just like,
Sorry,
we're all
man. I
dead.
ruin everything.
All right.
Yep.
Well, Rob, you want to do some news for us?
Yeah, we got some news. Let's talk about the what do we want to talk about? Oh, well, there's the 21-inch elephant in the room, and by elephant I mean the new Joy Toy Imperial Knight action figure that went on pre-order yesterday. So if you were looking for a plastic PVC way to display your nerddom that is less than the Weta Workshop statues, wild, and about the same price as a Warhound Titan from Forge World. Well, just the body. You got to buy the arms separate. Then this one might be for you because it's 21 inches tall, 40 points of articulation, alloy parts. You can pay. You can pre-order it now with 5 easy payments, and they'll ship it to you in May 2025. Yep. Who's in? Who's coming with me? I know you guys
Good,
are both
dude.
in.
I don't need it.
You don't need it? Well, I
Don't
don't
need it.
need it. I don't think anybody needs it. No? Nothing?
Nah.
I think Kenny wants one. Should we pencil him in for one? Since he's not here.
Yeah, you got his credit card information?
No, but I got enough to get a credit card in his name. Whoops. I said it out loud.
I'll take 3.
I'll take 3. Put him on Kenny's tab. Oh man, so super stoked about that one. I want to see. I've seen some pictures of it at the Joy Toy shows, but haven't actually seen the toy itself, being played with. So hopefully they have one of those soon, because you know, you gotta see somebody playing with the toy you want before you buy it, right? I think that's how it all goes. So there's that, and then we've got this week's GW releases are made to order Space Marine Second Chancers. So the what was it? The Space Marine Series 2, the Blood Angel Terminators. You can get the set of, or you could buy the old Command Squad with some couple extra characters in it if you so desire. Don't know the pricing on it because they're GW Direct only, but they will be up for pre-order this Saturday on their site. So look out for that if it tickles your hobby pickle. Me, I'm like, okay, that's neat. If you didn't get it, at least now you have the opportunity. And it looks like there's going to be some GW previews at Christmas time. I mean, last year we got Dark Angels on Christmas. Yeah, we got the Dark Angel reveal on Christmas, and then on Boxing Day, which is the next day, the 26th, We got 5 silhouettes for Sigmar, 5 silhouettes for 40K. That were, I think a lot of them were revealed at LVO, which is only realistically like 2 weeks later, right? So uh maybe we'll see some more Emperor's Children or Imperial Knights, something. It looks like some of the rumor engines are Imperial Knighty, so that would be cool to see some more of those on uh Christmas Day. A little present from the G Dubs. Should we talk about the animation
Yeah, we can.
in the news? So the secret level animation is out. If you have Amazon Prime Video, you can watch it for free. I think it's for
Yeah.
free. You got to pay if you don't want to see the commercials, I believe. Um, Pretty good. It's 15 minutes of actual animation. Definitely, a lot of it is very similar to Astartes. If you remember Astartes videos up on YouTube, I think our article we linked to somebody that had all the episodes in it up there. But that it was pretty good. I mean, no spoilers, obviously, because I know everybody hasn't seen it, but
Yeah, it was really cool. They understood the assignment as all killer, no filler.
mm-hmm.
And it's if I remember the press statement right, it's like a direct I guess not like a full sequel, but it happens like directly after the events of Space Marine 2, the video game.
Yeah, it comes after
Yeah.
the video game. I guess that's the whole like tie-in is it's the secret level something. And then I think also a backpack or something dropped for inside the game yesterday as well. Of course, you can get rules for Titus in 40K. You can get Titus statues, Titus Joy Toy figures, Titus McFarlane figures.
Sick ass Titus tabletop miniature. The dopest Ultramarine miniature of all time.
I think there's a little room for improvement on that guy.
I will not hear it.
At least put the weapons in the right hands. Come on.
Shut the fuck up, Rob.
Come on. They could have done a little better. It's not bad.
No,
It's just
I'm not
it's
hearing this.
it's not like epic like all the covers of the video games and all the dope poses and I don't
All
know.
right.
I just
Make a
I
post on
just
Reddit about it and talk to those people.
I
Move
would
on.
I would want nothing else more in life than to talk to people on Reddit.
Oh yeah,
Those are
you're
my
banned. It's because of all your bad opinions.
hmm. It's funny. I don't really ever talk on Reddit or post on Reddit the whole
Yeah,
time.
they
It's
banned you.
weird.
We get it.
Yeah. It's weird I got banned from one Reddit by one mod with unlimited power that works for free. Interesting.
We have better
Okay.
opinions. I don't know what to tell you. It's a skill issue.
hmm It is what it is. I wish I was good at something. Oh man. But yeah, no, I want nothing else than to post on another platform when I have my own. It's not for everybody, trust me.
Yeah, the ads are pretty intense.
Sure. Yeah,
We get
there's
it.
ads. It turns out you have to get paid, pay your employees a living wage. Who
I
knew?
don't believe you.
Yep. One day I will get it, I suppose. One day I'll figure it all out. But the one thing that's true across the board when it comes to this hobby is that we're all basically passionate amateurs. Because nobody, including GW, seems to be doing it right. But they keep making money hand over fist somehow. So that's basically, I mean, besides they put out their mid-year financials and shocker, they're doing better than every other year. Two thumbs up,
I don't
making
get
all
it,
the
man.
monies.
The internet said that 3D printing is putting them out of business.
I think the internet, well, I think 3D printing is impacting them, whether they want to admit it or not. But there is money being left on the table for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Telling me that somebody on the internet lied to me, Rob.
Uh,
I don't believe you.
I would say everybody on the internet definitely has some opinions about things. Whether that's the beauty of the internet. Uh,
Reddit has taught me anything is that people that are wrong get banned, and the people that are right stay around. So I'm going to believe the people that are still there.
true, true.
Can't believe you were banned.
Um, banned from one subreddit on Reddit.
Pretty sure
Just
it's the whole
one.
thing. That's how it
All of
works.
Reddit, the whole Reddits.
Yeah, you're not allowed back.
Oh, really? Is that how that works? Okay. But I didn't go there in the first place.
You sure? I thought they had like a no shirt, no shoes, no service kind of policy.
It's the weirdest thing, man. I don't know how it works. I still don't get how it works.
Just gotta wear shoes, dude. It's pretty easy.
I think if I recall correctly, weren't people like upset with Reddit and they were gonna boycott Reddit, but literally couldn't stay off of Reddit for a whole day? Wasn't that a thing? Maybe I'm misremembering
I
it.
mean, I believe it. It sounds like something that people would do. Um, it's kind of like boycotting 4chan. Like that'll never happen.
Right. Oh, that's yeah. Unfortunately, I have to go there and look for news every day.
You
It's
really?
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But then I realized that there's whole departments in the FBI that all they do is look at porn and record tattoos and physical descriptions of people.
It's doing a pretty good job.
I don't know. I've
Kind
talked
of
to
want to
some
join
of
the
them.
FBI now.
Eh, it's not for everybody. But anyway, so that's all the news we have as far as like new stuff goes. Now it turns out not everybody's putting out new products this close to Christmas. They're just happy to have some sales and try to take it easy. But yeah, we got lots of rule stuff. Plenty of rule stuff, I feel like.
Yeah, we want to move on to that.
Yeah, but let me get your opinion on something. So does with this with this coming out in December, and we know why they're doing it because they want it to be legal for LVO, which is smart, right? And give people enough time to play test before LVO so it just doesn't drop and then LVO, right? Which is a big event that they're part of. So when does the next balanced data slate come out? Because remember it's every other one. So that one I guess will be June because June seems to always work out. So do we get a points? They said points every quarter. So we talking March because March is Adepticon. So it almost seems like they would have to push it to April. So April and then June, which is weird. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, dude, at this point, I think they just kind of do whatever they feel like.
I mean, it's obvious because they're like, hey, it's once a quarter, but we're 2 months in and they put it out at the basically the end of October. And then now here we are 2 months later. Yeah, I feel like they're just kind of doing whatever. They're like every other, they're just hopscotch. Like YOLO.
Hopscotch reference. You said that
I
right
did.
after
I worked it in.
you said every other like hopscotch.
Yeah. You gotta skip C's.
I feel like if you were good at rapping, you'd be a good rapper.
Absolutely not. I can barely talk as it is.
That's a sick reference. No, you're right. They do whatever. I don't think they have a schedule anymore. I think they just say they have a schedule and then it's just when they get to it. And not in a bad way. Like in a, when we can get to it because of how much work we do. You know what I mean? Like we'll get to it.
Yeah.
And usually I think it's really going to center around
Hmm.
like, okay, it came out time for LVO. Right? Is it going to, if it comes out in time for Adepticon, I think that's a coincidence.
But there's another big event at the beginning of March too. So like it almost seems like April I don't know. It doesn't even matter. It's December. It's not even 2025 yet, right? So I'm just throwing
Yeah,
it out there because
as
I like to analyze
as Kara Quinn
patterns.
says, like, so yeah, you know, like whatever anyone's thinking, Adepticon's not relevant to the competitive fucking zeitgeist. It
Um,
hasn't been for a long time. The biggest, like the 4-man teams, it's their own format. It has nothing to do with 40K,
right.
right? And the championship is a 1-day 4 round event. Again, with only 200 people. It's not like LVO, like 1,000 people. So it's not real. It used to be one of the most prestigious singles events you can go to,
But it
but
was like one of the only ones
yeah,
too.
but now
Yeah.
it still maintains it's the biggest event, but it's not
Right.
just 40K. So if it comes, so I think that they're really only focused. Global event coordinator really only cares about what he cares about.
Ain't that the truth?
If that makes sense. I'll say it to his face when I see him at LVO.
If you
Hey,
see him at LVO, he likes to get everybody to do work for him.
hey, I heard you like to do whatever you want.
And walk around with a bunch of booze.
With beers
And
in your hands.
yeah.
Thought you were trying to be a role model
Su-
for the kids.
Nah, I don't think that was ever the claim, but I'm just saying if you're gonna
Look, either way, I stepped away for like 10 minutes. I don't know what you guys talked about. Are you
um
guys ready to transition to subjects? Or are you guys waiting on me?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we were going to talk about the balanced data slates and stuff, but then I was just kind of bringing up the fact that they just kind of dropped the. It just seems like they're like, hey, we're doing this once a quarter, but what's a quarter? What's a quarter?
25.
Thank you.
It's 25.
So every 25 days. Got it.
Every 25
Yo,
days.
I feel like Warhammer changes every 25 days,
Yep.
regardless.
That's facts. Let it be said.
Because it takes folks, okay, so the balanced data slates are dropping right now, which are kind of like, okay, cool, but then we got all these detachments. So like, what if, another broken ass detachment drops, and then you're like, okay, so now I have to play test that and wait, for the rest of the detachments. I don't- it's just a lot. Like it is your hyper focus if you are at that level, and it's just like comparing things to like people like people in college are like, oh, I'm gonna go play NFL. Yeah, but are you? You're gonna be
No.
what, one of the 150 people that maybe make it in this year, of the what, 1,500 people, like 30
It's
people
like
on
a
a
million.
roster.
Like a million.
It's not a million.
Well, everyone in high school
Oh,
who's at a 5A school who thinks they're going to be in the fucking NFL, all the
right.
way distilled down to the actual 150 people who make it.
Yeah, each year. Yeah. And then like how long are they even in for, right? So it's like the same thing when it comes to like that level of competitive play in Warhammer. Like you gotta there's like a certain amount of people, maybe it's 100. I mean, you see a lot of the same names, and a lot of them are regional. Like you'll see the same folks in like England versus the States versus Canada, because that they want you stay local, and you might go to one big thing here and there, but there might be like a handful of 100. So like, is trying to be first reasonable for the average dude? And the answer
No.
is no. 100% not.
Well,
I mean, if you're not first, you're last.
yeah, fair facts. But I
Yes.
mean, but also you could say a man once said, "That sounds crazy, Wyatt. You could be
You could be
first,
first. You could be
second,
first.
third,
Third.
fourth. Hell, you can even be fifth."
It's true.
I think just trying. Whenever I went to events toward and actually played in competitive events, I was happy if I got like top 20,
I was
top
happy.
25.
No, for sure. The thing is, like it's a side subject, but like
Right.
we started this podcast. I would say once upon a time, this podcast was more competitive than it currently is.
Well,
Right?
sure.
Like we started this podcast back when we were like hella competitive, right, Rob?
Yes.
Like, and we're going all the way back to third. And
Yeah.
the thing is that in all the, how many years have we been podcasting together? 2013?
Not I mean
2013?
like 12,
12, 11 years?
me and
Something
you,
like
yeah.
that? And,
13, I don't know.
Wyatt for what, like how many years now, Wyatt?
Like playing competitively?
No, like podcasting with us?
Oh, podcasting. 4.
No, like
6.
2019.
It's been
Yeah,
a
like
minute.
5 or 6.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time has no meaning here.
Yeah, like it's been a minute. So like
I'm
in
still all fucked up.
and all okay, so
Same.
all the way back to the beginning,
Yeah.
which includes Wyatt's history to now. How many times have we won a GT, guys?
Well,
Not since 8 for me.
No, I mean like since we've been podcasting. How many
Oh,
times have we won a
no.
GT? It's a 0, guys. We haven't won a GT.
No.
So I'm gonna go with even at our hypest, while we've been talking about this, at our most fucking rehearsed, our most fucking prepared. Like 5-1, that's our best. So this whole game is about just winning more games than you lose. That's the dream. That's it.
Well, I mean, that's what GW aspires the balance to. Even they're like, we want them between like what 45 and 55% or something. So they want you they just want everybody to be at 500.
It's fun. Joker Bravos as well. I thought Joe Rogan invented podcasts.
Did y'all see who the number 1 podcast is now? It's not Joe Rogan.
Is it a history podcast or is it?
No, it's Jason Kelsey's wife's podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, both the brothers are on there.
I have no idea about podcasting. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't listen to podcasts. I listen to audiobooks.
All right. I think we've lost the fucking point here.
What is the point? Oh,
I asked Rob to speedrun the news, and he's fucking holding me hostage right now.
I was done like an hour ago.
Yeah. If I had a wrap it up box, I'd be holding it up right now. Let's move on.
I'm done, man. Let's talk about the
Some new detachments.
yeah.
All right. So how many have come out in the last week? Like
I think we're on day 11 right now.
So 4 or 5. So we had the Necrons one, the Grey Knights, the Knights, Chaos Knights,
Chaos Knights,
back.
yeah.
Space Marines today. Am I forgetting one?
No, I think that's all this week. Maybe it was Custodians this week or last. Oh yeah, Death Watch Index.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff. I'm sure if you haven't already found it, you can find it pretty easy if that's one of your factions got your Grotma stay present already. So we have been seeing that there's kind of a disparity with these detachments. There's definitely like I guess with GW being British and really liking their classist systems, they really like having haves and have-nots. And so we're just right back to that with examples like the Necrons attachment, the Star Shattered Arsenal coming out and just being absolutely cracked. Just, they took Necrons and just gave them an entire gallon of TRT. And then we get stuff like, oh, we're all eagerly awaiting the Space Marines. What do they get? And it's this like Librarius conclave that's awful.
Yeah, but the Space Marines got a bunch of cool stuff in the balanced data slate.
Yes, we'll get there. However, that is not the case for everybody, Rob.
Okay,
an example, right? So I mean, like you could be Death Guard, where we're just like, this is worse than the index that we had.
This is playable, I guess.
Oh yeah,
if we're playing Crusade games, this is great. This is like, I'll take this to my next narrative event. It'll be awesome. So I don't know, like the hype has definitely died down for me with the Grotmas stuff.
So So why is the Necron detachment? Everyone's saying it's the Necron detachment, and then there's
Yeah,
everyone
that's
else,
the-
and there's everyone else.
It like buffs their strongest units. It's got a really amazing suite of rules. Like it lets units that were previously held back by core mechanics of the game ignore those. Like the Silent King, he's a vehicle model. What are vehicle models not supposed to be able to do? Pass through terrain.
Yeah.
What can he do now? Pass through terrain. So
They just said
issues.
that like he can just do that.
yeah, it's one of their things. So the detachment rule is relentless onslaught. Each time a Necron model from your army makes an attack that targets a unit within range of one or more objective markers, add 1 to the hit roll. In addition, ranged weapons equipped by Necron's vehicle and Necron's mounted units, excluding Titanic models, gain the assault ability. So here's an example. Doomsday Arcs. Typically, they're a really strong unit, but they have to sit really far back and they have to sit still because their weapons are heavy.
Mhm.
Now,
The
when
plus
you
when they
target
hit
some,
against something on objective.
yeah, so
and
they can advance and hit on 2s.
because they're assault
Yeah,
assault weapons and
Necron vehicles and mounted get assault roll.
oh my god.
They've got some pretty solid enhancements.
Mm.
There's a reactive move. So your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has shot. One Necron's unit from your army, excluding Titanic, that was the target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks can make a normal move of up to D6 or up to 6 inches instead if it is a mounted or vehicle unit. So now the Silent King can pop out,
Just D6.
live his thug life. You know, he's a vehicle unit, so he gets full 6. So now he can just go right back on the other side of that wall. You know, or I'm gonna go push on this
Fire.
objective.
He's got
now,
fire
but,
and fade.
yeah,
Mhm.
but it's reactive to your opponent's shooting phase. So like the out of sequence,
So it's not doesn't cost you resource.
it's kind of crazy, right?
Holy shit.
Um,
That's not even fair.
Yeah, that's
You get there's another one that gives you shooting or fight phase. Necrons, you like they just don't want you to do this with monoliths, so they're excluding Titanic with all this shit. So one Necron's unit has not been selected to shoot or fight till the end of the phase. Each time a model in your unit makes an attack, if the target of that attack is within range of one or more objective markers, you get +1 to wound. So like now all of a sudden,
Wound
oh
manipulation?
hey, you're sitting on an objective. My DDA gets +1 to hit, 1 CP, +1 to wound as well. Like Silent King applies for that. Like it's pretty
'Cause-
nasty.
Holy shit. Okay. Thank you for bringing it down. You've answered my question. Why are people
Mhm.
saying it's Necrons and everyone else? This is why.
So Necrons were already kind of one of the top dogs.
They were already a top dog.
yeah.
This came out. This is buffing a lot of their units that are already really powerful, right? We look at the balanced data slate. Let me find the page that here it is.
Oh, hold on a
So,
second.
like-
real quick. 1+ saves. Classic. Necrons won't have a billion CP for all these rules. They're not Gilliman and Marnius, lol. Classic. 1+ saves. Who plays Necrons?
Mm.
They're not that
Mm.
OP, guys. Marnius is more OP. Bitch ass.
So I mean, like you look at the point stuff, they were pretty good out of the side of points. So things like the Nightbringer and the Void Tan or Void Dragon and Transcendent Satan, they went up a little bit. But a lot of the stuff that is going to be popular in Star Shatter stayed the same.
Well, there's
Oh.
probably a reason for that, obviously.
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, it's unplayable garbage. Move on. 1+ saves is right. No one's gonna win with this trash.
Yeah, and so it's just like they're in a position, and also Hypercrypt got changed slightly where you can pick up one less unit, but I mean, a lot of times you had 2 units that mattered and one that didn't matter, so it's not like a crazy nerf. And so it's just they made out like bandits is really what it comes down to.
Made out like bandits. So you're taking a list that was, or you're taking an army that was already good. And
Didn't need
Yeah.
any help. Like,
Didn't
to be
need-
clear.
and made it better.
It's just like been really
Wild.
good.
This is why everyone's upset. Got it. All right, let's take a commercial break, talk to our sponsors, and let's come back. Let's talk about some of these other set of rules that dropped that
Yeah, there's
that
just a few.
that balance the game. And we're back. This is the Long War Podcast where we talk shit about Necrons endlessly. They're garbage.
Play
Um,
Necrons, you little bitch boy.
yeah.
If you were gonna name something that balanced the game, like like would it be like a slate, like with data, maybe?
A data slate balancer.
A downloadable balancer slate.
Mm-hmm.
That's catchy.
So now I will say, going back to 1+ saves and me continuously making fun of this guy, he did say something that does make sense. Hypercrypt got gutted.
Yes.
So that's the first. That's the first thing.
Disagree.
That was the first thing he said that is actually because he always leads wrong. He always goes like, "Oh, it's not." As
I
good
don't
as
think
you-"
Hypercrypt got gutted. I really don't.
Well,
like
No.
all the units that were strong before are still strong.
Why?
They're not
Why haven't they been gutted?
because they haven't been nerfed.
That's my lead-in to the balance, the data balance, the
I see.
balanced data information.
The datalyzer.
The datalyzer. Did they
Datalyzer.
change deep striking?
Oh, did they?
What do you mean
Just a
to
little bit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, core rules updates in the balanced data slate. Probably the biggest thing that everybody is going to latch onto immediately is everything in the game, with the exception of the Sanguinor, maybe a few others that slipped through the cracks. But if it was a 3-inch deep strike, it's now a 6-inch deep strike.
Which is why 1+ saves said he would it. All joking aside, 1+ saves. He's a writer. He's an author for Spiky Bits. He just came back from Worlds. He's a top tier player. He plays Necrons. I talk shit about this guy endlessly because I love this guy. He's a Necron player. So the reason he says that is obviously Hypercrypt is used to 3-inch deep striking. They don't get that anymore. They get 6-inch deep striking. I'll give him because I love being guys. I love being a broadcaster because I get to manipulate how information is broadcasted because it's a one-way conversation with chat. So I can endlessly make 1+ saves look like a bitch ass. Because I don't have to read what he writes, only some things, and then react to them. But
so it's like you're a Reddit mod.
Oh, I am. God, I was bred to be a Reddit mod, dude. If I was different place, different time, you know what I'm saying? I'd be the greatest of all time. But 1+ saves is stating that he feels like that shit got gutted. He's saying Monolith is large. I still think Star Shatter is great, but I just hope no one brings a Calidus.
I don't think they are.
So here's the thing, right?
Stratagem.
Yeah, so technically, unless you're playing into an army that is just like custodies and have no screening units, you can't put the monolith behind them anymore. But you can still put it within 6 inches and then pile 2 fucking shooting units out of it that also break the 9-inch deep strike rule for free. And then they just blast whatever they want to, regardless of whether they're 3 inches away or 6 inches away. Like, it doesn't matter.
So, did he even play Hypercrypt? Now, 1+ saves. Did you play Hypercrypt? Do you think this is going to affect your decision moving forward? Are you going to play Shatterstar, or are you going to continue playing Hypercrypt? If that's the case. I'd like to hear from an expert on the subject. So, but moving forward, we'll circle back to that. Wyatt, give me some positive, negative, positive action here.
So, I mean, like, the change to the core rules is positive, right? Because, like, 3 inches was a very divisive deep strike rule because there's a lot of factions that simply don't have access to it. Like, they're like, everybody gets 3-inch deep strike except for you, and you because fuck you, right? And then alternatively, there's some factions that have teleport scramblers, the rule that makes you not be able to come in within 12. Again, not everybody has access to that. There's a lot of disparity between all the factions. So it's just like, man, this fucking sucks. This doesn't feel good. So changing it to 6 inches still lets you do a lot of crazy shenanigans, but it feels more fair than the 3 inch thing. And so overall, good thing. No negatives.
Are we just not gonna make any jokes about everybody going from 3 inches to 6?
It seems to be a mistake on our part.
I feel, I feel like dude's been paying good money for that for a number of years.
You're right. Hold on a second.
Let's see. All you 3 inchers out there lost some inches. That sucks, man. It's rough. Sorry.
Well, all you 6 inches out there lost some inches, I think.
No, because you
because now
you lost if you were 3
because
inches,
the-
now you
well,
have to be 6 away, so you lost.
but now
something.
now a standard sixer is the same as an old threer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the equalizer, dude. So like, yeah.
So that got
Yeah.
so the sixer,
Six-
the natural sixer, the natty sixer, is coming out small in the end of this. Right?
Big is the new small.
Only the natty 3 looks big. Who has a 9-inch deep strike? That guy slaps.
It's
Hell,
Everybody else. Anybody who comes with a natty 9, that dude fucking slaps.
yeah, just a
Nine-
just
a 9
bitch
is
ass
a-
9 inch.
That 9 is a lot of anything, no matter how you slice it.
Same. Yeah, I got a 9 inch deep strike.
Mm-hmm. Now
All
what's
right, so
Like a peasant.
negatives?
another cool core rule change: stratagems that worsen armor penetration. So
Ugh, here we go.
mainly armor of contempt. There's a number of them out there. A lot of factions have this. So all of those have changed. You can still use them. They still function the same way, with the exception that it's only for one activation. It's not the entire shooting phase. It's not the entire fight phase. It's one activation.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. That's a big one. We talked about that earlier in the pregame show. AOC, Armor of Contempt, was a very hot topic, controversial season. What was that? What was that? Nephilim? In 9th edition of 40K?
Yeah.
Yeah,
edition.
Nephilim. Yeah.
That was a exciting season, guys. That was when shit went down. I mean, they made a lot of changes. In that, Armor of Contempt was controversial. And
Mm-hmm.
it stayed in the game moving to the 10th as a stratagem for a lot of people, etc. It wasn't like this USR. They had to take the USR out moving seasons, like when we left Nephilim, because it was too OP. So we know how OP a armor manipulation rule can be. And so it's interesting that they felt that it was still oppressive.
Mm.
When I have not that
Yeah.
I don't have that experience. I like to hear from chat while we're live. If anyone has had an experience feeling oppressed by Armor of Contempt, to the point where it needs to be a baitable stratagem, where you're like, it's just this instance, and I'm like, I shot you with this bullshit, and now you don't have it. Like, I feel like it's a pretty good defensive stratagem and pretty fair and balanced.
Yeah, this is one of the things we talked about in the pre-show, where like I really wish that Games Workshop would give us like patch notes, designer commentary, whatever you want to call them, on some of these decisions. And I mean, like, you're still welcome to disagree or agree with it, but I think the effort of saying like, we decided to make this change because blah blah blah. I think that sentiment would be appreciated, even if you still disagree with their decision to do so, because this feels like a bad change.
Yeah, it's funny.
Mhm.
Someone in chat, keep it. Happa says orcs mostly felt the -1 AP. It really felt the pain of always being AP 0 against AOC. So thank you. So as an orc player, that hurt. Easy peasy immediately says didn't really care about it before nerf. Kara Quinn says Go fight Dark Angels Knights with 2+, 4++, -1 damage, and AOC. Kind of impressive. Okay, there's a couple examples. Thank you guys.
Mm.
Longship losses, I think, is a huge buff to armies that don't have it, especially shooting armies. Like the Eldars love this change. Okay, so there's
those are some fair points. I'd
Fair
say
points,
like
fair points.
if the one cherry picking thing is Space Marines, then just change Space Marines. But the problem is this changes everybody. So this is like they list out so there's armor contempt, shield of aversion, unfailingly obdurate, reforced hive node, etc. So it's also including like,
anything
void
that doesn't.
armor, right? So like if it was oppressive because Deathwing Knights exist, then change Deathwing Knights. If it's oppressive because like a lot of stuff in Codex Space Marines, then you nerf it. But you don't also change Void Armor and the CSM one and like
Why?
everybody
That's a good
else's.
point. We've talked about this
Mhm.
before.
So fucking stupid.
Change the points.
GW is fond of broad strokes that fix specific problems. They have been for, what do we say, 12 years now we've been podcasting?
Generally, yeah.
So they love that shit. They love it when they can make a statement that fixes everything. But that rarely is the case. As Wyatt has mentioned, the real solution is to just ask people. We asked people for 1 second, and we got 4 examples of oppression that make sense, that are very valid, that could individually be detail stroked. Hey, these fucking goddamn Deathwing Knights, that's too much. They get this version of it. You know, like blah blah blah. I think you guys all understand what I'm saying. Like GW likes a clean solution. It's oftentimes not a clean solution, and it hurts a lot of factions that are not the offender.
Because like mechanically, when you're playing the game, like if I had Deathwing Knights on the table and they're in cover, I'm usually not gonna waste CP and armor contempt because almost everything that is being devoted to doing damage to those guys, unless it's like AP2 with multi damage, I really don't care about armor contempt because it's gonna push you to a 4-up invul save anyways. So it's like a waste of CP to do it. So it's like if it's AP1, I ignore that because of cover and back to a 2-up. If it's no AP, you're always a 2-up. If it's AP2, it goes to AP1, and you're on a 3-up. And so it's like, unless they're just blasting you with like really high volume AP2 multi damage, there's really no reason to play that on stuff like Deathwing Knights or regular Terminators or Blade Guard Veterans, things of that nature. So it's like, is it really that big of a deal when it's still only on one unit? And as the opposing player, you can kind of bait that out and then schwack something else. So I don't know. Like, I would accept if you wanted to change it specifically for Codex Space Marines, fine. Okay. But also taking it away from all these other factions is like egregious.
Okay. I will acknowledge that I believe it's a fail. The fact that the detail should be applied to this, like for sure. Like as Keep It Happa says, stacking with the cover is a problem. That's a much more detailed stroke. You know, like you use the armor or you use the cover, not both. You know what I mean? Like there's lots of ways to approach this that are cleaner. So that's a negative. We're not entirely on board with that change, even though I know a lot of people at home who don't play Marines or somebody who benefits from this rule are like, hell yeah, dude. But then there's a whole group of other people who say, like, I've never even seen this. This doesn't even affect me. So, fail. Let's move on to a positive.
Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff in this data slate, right? Positive thing. Sisters of Battle, absolutely dumpstered. Great job, GW. Appreciate you guys. Custodes got a little glow up.
Right, their bikes slap now.
Yeah, jet bikes pretty cool. I mean, they're still crazy expensive because they're Custodes, but
I think they raised the points too.
They made them better and raised the points because Custodes.
Well, I think they knew
they can't just make Custodes shit better and let it ride. They got to
Yeah.
make it better and make it cost more.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
ultimately being a
at this
Custodes
point,
player.
it's a tradition.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
Be like, oh, first time.
Dark Angels got a little help. A lot of people were really upset that Lionel Johnson's sweep attack was only 1 damage, so now it's 2 damage. It's pretty cool.
That kind of makes sense.
that slaps.
Ravenwing Black Knight's melee weapons are better. Samael a
of
little
melee
bit
weapons.
better. Gene Stealers, oh my god, like their entire fucking column is red. I think from what I've been hearing, they got hit pretty hard. So if you're a GSC main or you really want to see what happened to GSC, you're gonna have to read through that because it's like they take up most of the page. It's all red. Orcs a little bit of help moving the WAD to the command phase. Space Marines in general got a big glow up. Like they have like a whole page and a half of updates that helps them out a lot.
Reavers.
Lots of unit changes, intercessors, reavers, predator annihilators, a lot of the named characters like Lysander, Pharaohs, those guys got an update. The repulsor executioner can hold 7 now. Gilliman can use 2 Primarch abilities at the same time. Sternguard got an update to their rules. So yeah, it's a lot, and a lot of it for the good. There was some points costs to go along with that, so Gilliman's
A lot of
up.
red.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say a lot. There's a fair handful.
Compared to the rest of the changes overall, it was a
1,
decent
2,
amount.
3, 4, 5, so 7 units. Not that much. The one that I'm kind of scratching my head over is heavy intercessors. They did give them 2 damage on their rifles, but they still kind of suck.
And BS3 for the heavy bolter.
I don't know. I don't know if that warranted a 15 to 30 point increase. Like the characters, I definitely see like Marnius Calgar is a Chad. He slaps. Uriel Ventress was a little undercosted for what he lets your army do. Gilliman going up 60 points, a little ouchy, but he is a lot of utility in 1 unit. So with the additional changes, I think it's fair. Scouts went up 5, not that big a deal. And Sternguard went up 10. Not too much considering they got a lot better.
I mean, as Rob mentioned before in the pregame show, the AOC stuff seems to be balanced directly against this stuff. But then that brings us back to Wyatt's point of like, why'd you make it affect everyone but Marines too?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, and that's kind of like the follow up, right? Is like they got this huge change to Oath of Moment where if you're playing vanilla Marines of any flavor, you get +1 to wound with Oath of Moment on top of the rerolls. And so then it's like, okay, so Gilliman went up 60 points, but he gives you 2 oath targets a turn and CP reduction at the same time now. Like, I'll pay 60 points for that. But did Votan really deserve to get Void Armor nerfed when like they've been barely clinging into like being right about average this entire edition? Like, no, I don't think that's warranted at all.
no,
I can see it.
It's a bit of a mistake. Like Space Marines they exploded. They got a lot of great stuff. Maybe they don't need AOC the way they used to have it.
Well, they could just be baking it in,
But
trying to future proof it. I don't know.
Hopefully they dial it back. They've done that before. We just joked about Custodes. Rob, remember that time they changed the points on that fucking -1 hit banner for Custodes like 4 times?
I don't even know what it does right now, to be honest with you.
You remember that time? Like, remember that one time, Wyatt, they changed Robbie G's points like 3 times in a row?
Oh,
They
yeah.
changed him last balance slate.
Like
He went down.
Like that motherfucker's points get changed constantly, dude. Like,
Yeah,
these are good things though. I'm joking, like it's not good.
it is.
But that's what's up. You know, we gotta be constantly dialing shit in and paying attention. And
it's hard. It's hard to hit moving targets, so to speak.
no. The game, like these patch notes are for hardcore gamers. You know what I mean? Like it's not for
Yes.
So that's what's cool about our game compared to other games. Like so, like when you play a video game, you have no choice. You had to play the patch notes. You had to play the patch. Period.
Well, yeah, because
It's already in. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Like it's good because like everyone who's trying to play the patch doesn't have to read the rules. It just is the patch. Simultaneously, there's some people out there who don't want to play the patch. They just want to play the game they bought. You know?
Yeah.
I bought this, dude. Don't fucking my game up. So that's what's cool about this kind of stuff. You don't like it doesn't affect anybody, it doesn't affect. So this is dope. I'm excited. I think GW is more than delivered. When we were getting nervous that they weren't. We're like, fuck, ain't nothing happening. This is great news. Now we know what's up and we know how to plan accordingly, and we're getting ready for LVO.
Yeah,
we got plenty of time to play test and
tell me the rules. I want to play them. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's an exciting time, right? And so overall, I do think what they're doing is really cool, right? I have been a little overly negative in some aspects, and I'm aware of that. So I would rather that we have this cool stuff like Xmas, because this is kind of returning to like War of the Spider and those types of books where you'd be like, oh, tight, like this big attachment for, Eldar and CSM, like this is fucking cool. So I mean, like, all in all, great, but we are going to level criticism where we feel that it's due. And I think the two biggest ones is some of the stuff from the balance data slate was really off, like, and the Grotmus stuff, there's definitely some disparity. Like, we kind of expect some of this stuff to happen, but we wish it didn't happen. Like, man, it just doesn't feel good when you're like this huge mega event resetting the game at the start of the new year. It's the Wild West again. Everybody gets all this fun stuff, unless you're one of the 10, 12 factions whose Grotmus Day gift was a fucking lump of coal, where Necrons just get to go fucking beast mode for no reason. Like, I think it's also part of, like, it is like an emotional response, because Necrons have been good this entire edition, like barely challenged, right? Like even their like troughs of the balance, like where they're kind of at a low point, they were always one of the like A tier plus armies this entire time. And it's like, man, why are they still getting all this good shit? Like, when the detachment that, whatever your faction is, oh man, I got the Death Guard faction. It's not even as good as the Index one.
Said, we got one more podcast this year.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna see everyone at LVO. We got lots of people in chat talking up right now, talking to Storm. Hope to see you guys soon.
Happy New Year's.
Can't wait. Let's get back to scheming. Our favorite part of the hobby.
Scheming and hobbying.
Let me kick it over to Wyatt. Take us out of here,
Rob.
So that's it for this one, y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure to head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.
Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna set up a couple raids real quick.
Oh yeah, who's on?
My back's killing me. So I'm gonna dip out.
Good night.
All right, bro.
Download the video and do the stuff.
Thank you.
Later, boys.
Good night.
Later.
Barely battle ready.
Okay.
As usual. Measure if you're kicking it on YouTube, sorry, you're not gonna get it on this raid. But if you're looking for more hobby content, we've been
Oh, yeah, we got some new stuff coming too.
Oh yeah, we do. Talk more about it next week too. Raid kicking down. These guys are playing as some Adeptus Custodes. Solar Spearhead versus Death Guard Flyblown Host. Look at the new shit.
Oh, they're
right
doing
here.
detachments.
It's happening right now.
Yeah.
So if you're still thirsty for hobby content, our boys at Barely Battle Ready are getting it done.
The unplayable Deathwatch detachment, as you guys dubbed it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's go. All right, I'm deploying a raid. Are you deployed?
Yeah, it's there.
Right.